right, what's good, people? This is the CEO of Yapping. We are back for another Yap session for the first time in about 7 months. I'm not including my video from the other day where I came back and basically explained where I've been. So I'm counting this as the first Yap session in about 7 months. And honestly, I do really want to make this video because it is an important topic to me. And the topic that I'm referring to is whether or not college is the right choice for you. And I basically want to talk about why I dropped out of college and how that was one of the best decisions, if not the best decision that I have made so far throughout my life. And basically why you should really think before you start going to college and taking on thousands, sometimes hundreds of thousands of dollars in student loan debt. So I think in the year 2025, a very common misconception is that a lot of people assume that college is the only real way to make money, and it's really the only path to success. If you grew up in high school recently, like I did, I just graduated a couple years ago, they will jam that shit down your throat. Oh, you gotta go to college, bro. You gotta go to college. You gotta get a degree. What do you want to do? You want to be a fucking garbage man, bro? Even though garbage men I live in New York, so garbage men in New York are making $60,000, $70,000 a year. That is not a bum job, and they make a good amount of money from it. The majority of the time when teachers are saying, oh, you got to go to college, bro, you got to get a degree, it's coming from a place of ignorance. It's not really coming from them wanting to purposefully see you fail. And it's the same way with our parents. I have older parents growing up right now. My parents were in their 60s, right, when I was in college. So if I was to explain to them that I could start a business online, I could do YouTube, I could stream, I could do whatever, the concept of that to them, their fucking head would explode. For those of you who are a little younger, imagine talking to your grandparents and explaining how drop shipping works. Their fucking head would actually explode, bro. But anyway, the overall truth here is college is not the best choice for everyone, and that's okay. But the issue is a lot of older people, especially people who are not Gen Z, people like me, maybe people like you, I don't know, maybe you're older, but people do not understand how the internet works and how many more opportunities there are nowadays. A degree is definitely not as required as it was maybe 10, 20 years ago. Now, I do want to preface with this. If you're trying to be something that literally to get a job or to be in the profession that requires a degree, something like a doctor, a lawyer, or an engineer, yes, you do need a degree for that. So if engineering or being a doctor or any of those things that actually require a degree are something that you are 1000% sure you want to do, then absolutely you need to go to college. You need a degree. You definitely need that shit, and it is worth going into student loans over because you will eventually make the money back once you start making six figures from whatever job you're trying to pursue. But if you're just going to college because you feel forced to, or because you think it'll magically make you rich, you definitely might want to rethink that. A common profession that I see a lot of people my age try to go for is trying to be a doctor. And people think, oh, I'm just going to go into college and I'm going to be done in 4 years and I'm going to be a doctor. And they don't realize first of all, how much time that takes to actually get a medical license, because it's not just 4 years in college. You're going to college for 4 years to get a basic degree, and then you're going to med school after that. And then finally, once you can start getting into the workforce and actually try to become a well-established doctor, it could still take years and years before you really start making enough money to put a dent into the student loans, because becoming a doctor, trying to take out student loans for that is so absurdly expensive. And that's just one example. That also applies to lawyers and engineers, like I was saying. So my point with this is you definitely want to think before you just jump into college or try to get a degree in something you're not 100% sure you want to do. Because once you're in enough, if you're 2 years going into engineering as an example, it's so absurdly expensive that you just have to push through it. That way you can pay back the student loans, even though you're not enjoying what you're doing. And I can give you a perfect example of this, okay? I started going to college a couple years ago. I went to college and I thought I had to. That was what had been put in my mind my entire life. It's what my parents told me. It's what my teachers told me. It's what I saw people saying online. So obviously at 18, I'm like, dude, I have to go to college. Otherwise I'm going to be fucked in life. So I went to college. I was pursuing a business degree, and I was not passionate about it whatsoever. And let me be clear with this, okay? I'm very passionate about business. I like entrepreneurship, business, finance. I'm interested in all of those things. The issue is all of the stupid work that they made me do related to it, okay? And I realized that I was not passionate about anything that they were teaching me in the schools. Everything they were teaching me at my college, which I'm not going to name drop even though it was a shithole. I went to this college and they were teaching, it was just this old lady or an old man, depending on the class, reading out of a book. It's just all information I could have taught myself online in 20 minutes. And I was paying thousands of dollars to go to these classes. And I was like, dude, what the fuck? Like, why am I spending so much money on something, one, that I don't even need to spend this much money on, and two, it's not making me happy whatsoever. So like, basically, what the fuck am I doing? And based on all of that, I made the scariest decision of my life. I dropped out of college with the help of some friends talking through it with me. And obviously, my parents were beyond pissed at me because I literally dropped out in October. I started classes at the beginning of September and I dropped out in October. I took an NA for all my classes. None of them counted. So I literally just threw thousands of dollars down the drain that I was going to have to pay back. And I even knew this at the time, but especially looking back now, I can 100% confidently tell you that that is the best decision I ever made in my life. And I am glad that I had the balls to do it. And what I decided to do over the next couple of years up until now is I worked a full-time retail job. I was working minimum wage, but I didn't give a shit. I was happy doing it. And in the meantime, I was taking online college classes that were much more my pace. I was actually learning in the classes. It wasn't just some old fart reading out of an outdated fucking book. I was actually learning things from the classes and I was taking it at my own pace. And I was making money, okay? And now we fast forward to 2 years later, which is where we are now. Instead of following that normal traditional bullshit college path, I started chasing my own dreams. I have a successful YouTube channel now. I'm not going to name drop the channel, okay? I want to keep the audiences separate, but I chased my dreams. I made my own YouTube channel. It's successful now. I still work full time just so I could have 2 income sources. And honestly, I took risks. I learned skills on my own with editing, thumbnails, whatever. And I found a way to create opportunities that I actually cared about. I didn't just go to college and pick a bullshit major because, oh, that's what my parents and my teachers want me to do. I said, fuck that. I'm dropping out of college and I'm making my own decision. I'm 19 years old. I'm not going to be treated like I'm a 2-year-old. It's basically the mentality that I had. And I would say if you're someone looking to go to college, but you're not really sure what you want to major in or whatever, just take a step back and realize how much you would have to pay first. The average college student graduates with $30,000 or more in debt. And for what? It's probably going to be a degree you're not going to use if you're not passionate about it. Let's be real, okay? A degree is literally just a piece of paper. If you're not passionate about what you're studying, that piece of paper is not magically going to make you love your job, okay? You might think, oh, I'm getting paid such a good salary, blah, blah, blah. Eventually you're going to get that, but trust me, that amount of money is not going to be worth it when you're fucking miserable working a job you don't enjoy. The most successful people did not get to the top by playing it safe, okay? Let me give you a few examples. You think of someone like Jeff Bezos starting Amazon, started his own business. You think of someone like Elon Musk with Tesla and whatever other income sources that motherfucker has. He has so much money. You think of Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos. You think of someone like Steve Jobs. That motherfucker grinded. He started Apple in his garage. A degree did not get him anywhere. It was him working his ass off every single day until he made the money and he was successful. All of those people that I just listed thought differently. They took risks and they created their own paths. And even if you don't want to do that, all I'm really telling you to do is to take a step back. You do not need to go to college right away if you're like 17, 18, coming right out of high school. It's okay to take a gap year, okay? Explore your passions, travel, see what you want to do, find what you're interested in, okay? And figure out what it actually is that you want to do. And once you find that, then you go to college, okay? Then you say, okay, here's what I want to do. I need a degree for X, Y, Z. Then you go to college, you start taking classes, and you work towards that degree. And if you're like me and you decide college isn't the way for you, start a YouTube channel. That's just one example. You could start a YouTube channel like I did, or you could start your own business, right? You could do entrepreneurship. You can do a trade school. You can teach yourself things. There's apprenticeships, right? There are so many ways to succeed now without a degree, okay? That's basically what I'm trying to tell you in this video. That's the summary of the 10 minutes you just heard. There are so many ways to succeed without a degree, okay? So if you're going to spend years studying something in college, make sure it's something that you actually care about. Do not just blindly jump into shit. But just because I dropped out and it changed my life for the better does not mean that it's the right choice for everyone. I want to be clear on that. But do not follow the crowd just because you think you have to, okay? Do not go to college because you think you have to. You absolutely don't. And if you really start looking at it and you say lawyer, doctor, engineer, whatever, and that's what you decide you want to do, then yes, go get your degree, or any other profession that requires a degree, definitely go get it, okay? So yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Are you in college? Did this video make you want to drop out? I don't know, man. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I'll definitely be down there replying to whatever you guys want to talk about down there. Let me know any video suggestions, anything else you guys want to see me talk about. I randomly got motivated for this channel again today, so who knows? I might be back again soon. But anyway, if you found this video helpful, don't forget to drop a like, sub, share it with someone else, and peace, people. Thank you for watching.